So in the last bunker build I was asked if I could make a base that could be built fully and the bunker be built round about it. So it got me thinking and playing this week with a lot of things. So I went for the conventional 2x1, and that 2x1 is the centrepiece of that. That's all it is. That 2x1 is the core. That can be built fully stoned up. Obviously the hatch piece would have to be left in wood at first, and this section here would be in wood so you can cut through when you start building it up when you've got resources. Now there's a couple of things I want to show you when it comes to bunker bases that I've found which a lot of people aren't actually telling you. Now this is a conventional build bunker base. If someone foundation raids this base, 4 rockets and the whole front of the base is gone. Because the doorway is sitting on top or something, you can't stack it because it leaves a gap then. Now that really worried me a lot, just because it's not strong in the slightest. So I was playing with shapes and trying to keep that 2x1 in place, and that's how I got to this. Now these points at the end are critical, okay? Now I'll show you this being demolished from different angles, and you'll see the 2x1 in here remains in place. So if we take that, I have 4 rockets, 8 rockets. You see, that opens that centre up, but this is still in place. You'd obviously door frames there if you wanted to. That would stay in place all the time. These triangles are just to add more rockets to be hitting the foundations. Like I always say, a good raider will always go for foundations, not walls. See, that stays in place. This is your strongest points. Take it through, it's going to fall away. Take it from this side, again, it's going to stay in place. I systematically break all this up. You'll see that 2x1 does not crumble at all, okay? So these 2 squares are your strongest point. It's one thing to really take note of with these bunker bases. If you build a weak one, it's 4 rockets and you've lost majority of stuff. You really need to take care. A lot of people who are doing build videos aren't showing that. Well, I'm not here to bullshit anyone, I'm here to try and help. And that's one thing you need to really think about when you're building these bases. Make sure you've got that additional honeycomb around it, down below, to stop it from falling to pieces straight away. So now you've done the initial part, it's quite straightforward after that. The hard bit's actually done. Every gap you see here, put the wall up. Put your floor in place, there, there. Then again, have another gap here, just on that up. Really, really straightforward. Now, the stacking for this does work, I can assure you. Give me 2 seconds and I will just quickly put this in place. Put a square here and put that there. Just done these up straight away. Now, the biggest concern I had was people getting in from above, so I messed about for a while trying to get the actual hatches to stack as best I could. And it is a bit of a fidget, don't get me wrong, it's not straightforward. You have to do them opposite side from each other. So that one faces in, jump in, crawl out, you see? You can now crawl in. Same again, take it down. One back up, as soon as you get to the top, crouch up, there you go. You now get a set. You can use this floor for whatever you want. Remember, you can actually access this door, like so. I can still be accessed. So if you get door camped at some stage, you can fire, get killed, you know, you can't really get to your body if you're far off back. So and then from in here, this is when you start doing your walls going up. So for me, I am not going to put a wall here for this build. I'm going to put door frames so I can access that door, but here I will put a wall. And the same with there. Take that and put it in place. This rear bit as well, that'll be a wall. Then I think I'm going to have like a little box there, just for little bits and pieces. So the wall's in place. Just quickly craft a box. I'll put a large box in for now. Put this large box in here, set it in, and we'll put some of these in. Just because they're OP as fuck at the minute, so why not? Put that there, and we'll put one here. So if someone breaks through and they jump down, try to crawl in, they're going to get a bit of a sore face. You can even put a sleeping bag here, so you wake up and you're already in the foundation. I would put a double door in this spot here. It's just easier, it means you can actually access and open it as well. I like to put an auto turret above the door, it's a lot better. So we take a double door, stick that in place. You can now open and close that as we feel. See? Done. Now we've got to go back up, literally just crawl into it, spring up, there you go. That floor is practically done. One thing to note, don't leave gaps anywhere. If you're not going to put a wall in, put a door frame in. Just keeps you stability. So when you're coming up, in fact, you put one in here as well. Get it down. Just keeps full stability. And you can go up as high as it'll let you down without any errors. Again, you have one here, just keeps it solid. And that is pretty much how to create a floor. There's nothing major to it. I mean, you see now, after this is floored up, that's if you have to splash down the hatches. You get 2 hatches already, so it's 2C4. Put another hatch there. We'll put it on now and I'll show you how it works. Put it here. Another hatch in place. Have it facing away from the other. Like so. Down. Into the side. Open. Down. Into the side. We've now got 3 hatches. And remember, this is only a 2x2 effect with 2x1. Up 2 levels so far. Not much to it at all. It's pretty, for what it costs and for the height you've got, you're giving yourself quite a lot of floors there, if I'm being honest. So it takes not a hell of a lot to get through, but it's starting to become annoying for people. So with all the honeycomb done, you can see it takes quite a shape. Now all I've done is basically exactly where we left it last time, but put door frames in place so you can see where things can build out. Using honeycomb, you can see there, you can give yourself some little spaces here that you can use. It's up to you what you do with those spaces. You can put the boxes in there or put traps in there as well if you want. Have these like point traps aiming into the centre and utilise this floor for whatever you want. I wouldn't put loot in here, but you might want to put crappy stuff in this place. For your final hatch going up, I'd probably recommend shifting it across so not going straight down when it comes to hatches. If you use the hatch technique, switch that round, there you go. You've now got 4 hatches and effectively a 2 high base. So it becomes a lot harder for them now. If we go down to the original part where we left, you see in here you've got plenty of spaces to put little boxes. If you're happy with your loot being here, you've got 1, 2, 3 spaces you can put your loot. Here, these are the strongest points of this base, these sections. So if they come from this side, it's going to take quite a lot of hit. So you could even, if you really want and you feel that's a comfortable place, just do that, craft a box and just bring it forward, put the box there. So it's really up to you. I'm not going to show you how to do the full build simply because you need to play about with it. The main thing for me is showing you starting from a 2x1 and how to build up securely and how to stack these hatches so you get the maximum security out of them. I mean, now you're looking at, that'll be 5 hatches if you put one in the roof the way it is. That's a hell of a lot of hatches to get through. So you've got one above there. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hatches to get to this area here. That's 5C4. So is it really worth it for them early game? Definitely not. With doors, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 doors to get into that main chamber. It's up to you really where you don't put all your loot in one place. Just don't do it. With these little bases, they're not secure enough with the honeycomb. Spread it out everywhere, make them work for it, make them spend everything they've got so you can come back with the satisfaction that you know for a fact they've spent big to try and get there. And as I always say to everyone, don't just sit on loot, use it when you get it. Utilise these as whatever you can as well. And these are, in the minute, OP as hell. So wherever you can use them, use them. You can put one above in here, get it aiming down there a bit, fidgety at first to get done. But if you put that there aiming at the door, as soon as they open that door, they're in for a surprise. It's aiming right at it. So I'll come up. If you put an auto turret above this door as well, after they think they've got that through, or they try and run through, that's as soon as they drop down, it's going to take them. And if you've got a door there, it's game over. So they're not going to really get away from that. So it's just all about slowing them down. You can never have an unraidable base. It's just literally slowing them down as much as you can. It's key. Make sure you always have these triangles in play as well, as I showed you at the very start. It's dangerous. And the most secure part for foundation raid are obviously these two pieces here. This will not fall to pieces from one foundation, because that is a normal build all the way up. So it won't get taken away with any foundation either side of it. So it's key as well. Just bear that in mind. Take up as high as you want, keep it as low as you want. The next step, I'll show you how to stop people from actually being able to put twigs at the edges. I mean, the walls for me, I think that's a perfect height, because I can put the walls in place, put the sandbags and barricades along the edges, and they can't twig up at all. So I'm forcing them to use some sort of explosives. So you've seen from the intro, this is how mine's actually ended up. I've put a lot of metal barricades. You can put wooden barricades for the time being. And the barricades overhang, so people can't actually put any foundations on there. So they can't effectively twig on until they destroy them. But behind them, also try to destroy it, I had these shotgun turrets. You can also put normal auto turrets in there as well. It's completely up to you. And the best way to do these so they overhang properly, I've left one there so I can demonstrate it. Put that obviously in twig. You'd stick that on, or just put this on as you please. It's a common trick, everyone's using it. It's nothing groundbreaking. Then you destroy that one. Now people can't put any twig there. It's up to you how you do it. You could always put sandbags or that creeping over the edge, which means people can't ladder up the side of the base either, so that could be a temporary measure until you've got high walls in place. But just remember, they can still twig up. I mean, the sandbags only stop ladders from going to the edge, that's all, nothing else. So as you go in, you'll see these are all mine. Playing in, I'll actually go from top to bottom and show you the full run of how I done it. So as you've seen at the very start how we got this in place, I probably have like a little turret here, just a bit of security, so if they run through, bang bang, takes them down. I'd have an auto turret up there for definite for the time being. I'll try and put that there, just an example, because you can pick that out, remember, so if you can't afford it first, just put that in place. As you come down, you got a turret in this spot. These are cheap as hell to make, so if anyone starts complaining saying yeah they're too hard to get, etc etc, bullshit. So this is where the hatches begin. Hatch up, crouch jump, there you go, close that, put whatever you want in here, that's your area to fill out your turret. Put a box in that place if you want. So remember, this is still the 2x1 we're in. Go up here now, you got a box there, jump up. Spaces here again, I'll just close that. You can still access this area, you can put a little box in there if you want. I'll just show that now, make a small box, draw that in place, put something there, you put charcoal, whatever you want. I'm not sure if this is in twig. I think you could probably get these in, yeah, but you can't at the minute, so I'd probably put the furnaces at the bottom floor. And this one, up still on the same floor. There's that. Now, on these areas here, I've put doors, so if people think, these were the squares that were open before, aiming in. So I've left it like this for two reasons. One, if they come up the way and you think, oh yeah, they've got loot in these areas, they blow through it and bang. Just like trapdoors. You can use what you want. Bear in mind, these are the edges of the honeycomb, so people get into it quite quick. 4 of them all the way around. The second purpose for them is quite simple. You come up yet another hatch. You come in here, if you have got people on your roof, manage to get up, you can now start shooting them. If you can get them from those points, maybe pop out a couple of grenades just to fall down to ground level, take out any twig that they've got. You can see what's happening. They can't get to you or shoot you unless they're in that eye line from climbing up in twig. So that's why I've put doors frames in there instead. Okay, now up to the very top floor, jump up. Now This area for me was just literally to fill up turrets, that's all it was. I can actually get onto the roof as well, so if you are getting attacked you can go into a roof fight. If you have to put more barricades out, it just gives you full access to everything you need. Alright, it's just a case of jumping back on, getting back in, down you go, back into your base. So just counting it, we'll go through how many floors we've got. So from the roof, we won't count this part because you can break in and crawl into it. So we have 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor, 4, 5 floors to get to the bottom, which equates to 20 rockets. Hatches, yes, I'm very much aware. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hatches, 5 C4. So quite a long run. I mean, everywhere you put a hatch, put some kind of gun there to stop it. And the high walls will stop people from laddering up as well. To do this, do the same technique as before. Put one of these either side and twig, put that on, then drop it. Simple as that. Don't get me wrong, they can pickaxe that away, but it's going to take them a while. People are going to run by, hear them. It's one of them. And the main concept for this is to show how to build from a 2x1 all the way up. That's what it's for. You can do whatever you want, these top bits. You don't have to put the metal barricades. If you're happy that you feel, yeah, I don't think they can get up, just bear in mind they can tower up here, put a floor piece and jump across. But if you've got turrets, actual turrets, you can put them in the points here, covering the base, but remember, they can run down the turrets, so don't bank on them. I've found metal blades are dropping a lot more on barrels, so it might be worth going down the route of using the metal barricades. They're a lot stronger and they have to be destroyed. Turrets can be run out, just bear that in mind.
I go la 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 la.